Today we're going to be working on another Amazon's interview question. This is Leetcode question number 70, climbing stairs. So there are two different ways of climbing stair. Either we can climb one step or we can take two steps. So for three stairs, we can either go this way, or this way. So basically, it's we're gonna be doing it using like a Fibonacci series or dynamic programming, you can call it. Now we're gonna have some base cases that if there is no stair, the result is gonna be 0. If there is only one stair, the result is gonna be 1, right? Basically meaning that okay, there is only one way to get to that stair. If we have two stairs, now we have the result is gonna be 2 because we have two different ways to get there. One is you take two steps to get there, and second way is you take a one step and then another step in order to get there. So we have two steps. From there on, if we are sitting, let's say if we have, like we said, the zeroth is gonna be zero. If we do not have any stair, it's gonna be 0, right? If we have one stair, it's gonna be only one way. If we have two stairs, we are there. It's gonna be two different ways. Now sitting on x, which is the thing which we want to calculate, in this case it is x is equal to 3, right? uh, the way number of sorry so the number of ways we can get to x is, the algorithm is, or the the number of ways to get to x is basically how many ways you were able to get uh, to the previous step, which I would say one step before, and how many ways were there to get to two steps before this x. So there were two steps before this x is equal to 1, plus one step before is equal to 2. So in order to get to 3, so we have three different ways of getting here. Now if let's say the x would have been 4 and we have to calculate that, in order to get here we have uh, in order to get to one step before this is 3, and the number of ways to get to two steps before this x is 2. So in order, the total number of steps to get to that x step is 5. So that's how it's gonna be. So we said we have the base cases now, and we're gonna have one step before is 2, as we are starting here, and two steps before is equal to 1 because of this, and then the total number of ways at the beginning is 0. So starting from I equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, all ways, total number of ways which we're going to be returning is going to be equal to one step before plus two steps before. Then we're going to say that the two steps before, which is this value, right, is going to be equal to, again because we are incrementing, let's say if we have calculated that this is 5 and we are going to the next one, right? So before that, this was one step before and this was two step before, right? So this is gonna become one step, this is gonna become two step. So that's what we are just doing here. The two step is equal to one step before. The one step before is always like the total number of ways. So we're gonna keep incrementing and keep adding. Basically this is the line which is calculating that. So we're gonna be doing it from I equals to 2, I is less than n. In terms of the complexity, we are not using any extra space, and in terms of the time complexity, we are just parsing through the, if we have n number of elements in order to calculate the n could be like 10 or something like that. uh, N is something like that. So basically what you need to do is n is a number, right? So uh, the time complexity is gonna be O of n, because we have to do it almost n number of times in order to know distinct ways to get to the n steps. So time complexity is linear. That's all I wanted to cover in this video. Thanks for watching.